It's a Wednesday, October 22nd. I'm Mary Strong alongside Pablo Alsina, filling in for meteorologist Jerry Steffen this morning. I found out yesterday you found a place.
I did.
I'm so excited for you.
I don't move until November 1st, but I'm going to be in the Palm Desert area, so thank you to everyone who reached out and with suggestions.
Nice. Yeah, everyone's loving you. Everywhere I go in town, everyone's like, say hi to Pablo for me, so you're definitely making an impact.
I pay them enough
you do?
to tell
Yes.
you that.
That's so great. What do we have on tap for today?
We have hotter temperatures than, much cooler temperatures than we had yesterday, but overnight we had some thunderstorms as well in different areas. So
that's exciting.
It's going to be nice. It's going to feel a little humid, dry today, but a little touch of humidity as well, but the temperature's much cooler than yesterday, so today should be nice.
Good. Oh, so this will work today.
Yes, and we have the blues.
We
matching.
do. I
like
think
it.
that's what happens with anchor teams. They start to psychically predict what each other's wearing in the morning, so it's starting to happen.
Especially when we're two rock stars right here.
That's right. We try to be.
But Jerry, come back, because it's waking up at 4 a.m. is getting to me.
I know. It is a bit of a toll, but so nice. The hues in the morning, I think, are the best, and the cooler temperatures,
yes.
So that's lovely. All right, we'll see you in a little bit. Thanks, Pablo. Our top story this morning, Palm Springs City Council will consider tripling city funding to Greater Palm Springs Pride's Festival here in the Valley. That'll be at the regularly scheduled City Council meeting tonight. The yearly event is a Valley tradition that is only weeks away, scheduled from November 6th through the 9th. According to the City Council agenda for tonight's meeting, if approved, the funding would go up from $125,000 to $350,000. The staff report made by the city manager and the director of Parks and Recreation recommends the approval of the increase, not only for this year's festival, but until the city's commitment for an annual sponsorship of the event expires in 2027. The agenda item notes this increase of funding was requested by the Greater Palm Springs Pride organization. It should be mentioned that Palm Springs Mayor and City Council member Ron DeHart is the CEO of Greater Palm Springs Pride, the company which organizes the yearly event. We reached out to the City of Palm Springs for a comment on this agenda item and whether the mayor would be allowed to vote on the item. They said that he will not be voting on the item due to a conflict of interest, saying in part, quote, Greater Palm Springs Pride produces a weekend of events that attracts more than 200,000 visitors annually, making it an important economic engine that enhances the Palm Springs brand as a resort destination. Mayor DeHart, as CEO of Greater Palm Springs Pride, is recused from voting on the item. The vote will come on the heels of Greater Palm Springs Pride having to cancel their inaugural Pride Equality Walk. It was set for this Saturday, October 25th. The notice came last weekend, giving registered participants only a week's notice. The organization cited, quote, unexpected financial and logistical challenges as reason for the cancellation. The Pride organization announced over the summer that it's working through a significant budget shortfall because of losses of sponsorships. They say the current political climate is partially to blame for that. The City Council meeting is scheduled for tonight at 5:30 tonight at City Hall. Well, last night a rally was held for a La Quinta teenager, Liam Cantu, who earlier this month was hit by a suspected DUI driver in a hit-and-run accident. Hundreds gathered for words of encouragement ceremony at the La Quinta High School baseball field. The field's scoreboard bared Liam's name, and his freshman baseball teammate signed a card with words of support. The 14-year-old recently underwent major brain surgery after he was hit by an alleged DUI driver while riding his bike home on October 10th. We heard from those who attended Tuesday night, including members of high school baseball team across the valley.
This is bigger than baseball. I mean, it's not just the baseball community, but it's the entire community. And we're all praying for Liam, and we're all feeling it.
Well, Liam's parents were also there as the community has rallied to support the family during their difficult struggle. You can find more on the full story and what the parents told our reporter Alana Campos on our website, NBCPalmSprings.com. According to the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, 30% of all traffic crashes, fatalities in the United States involve drunk drivers. And data shows drunk drivers play a significant role in hit and runs. Our digital reporter Thalia Hayden spoke with restaurant and bar owners in Palm Springs to find out if they have policies in place for those who are intoxicated. Take a look.
Two high-profile DUI hit-and-run cases have surfaced within the past few weeks. The question is, are bar or restaurant owners responsible in any way?
As a business owner and as an employee, someone that holds a liquor license, we are ultimately responsible to make sure that we do not overserve. There's many ways to do that. We can simply cut someone off. Maybe we offer them an Uber. We should not, absolutely 100% not let anyone leave intoxicated to where they're going to go out and hurt themselves or someone else.
I'm sure you see your fair share of intoxicated people.
We do, especially downtown here.
Is there any policy or protocol in place if somebody appears to be overserved and then leaving your establishment?
Yeah, we do our best to try and get people to jump into a taxi or an Uber. You have to be honest when they've had too much to drink. You have to say, hey, it's time to slow down, have something to eat, maybe a couple glasses of water.
Each of the bartenders are certified through ABC, so they've taken formal training. They are also liable if they overserve someone, so no one in the establishment wants to take that risk.
Civilly, yes, there's liability that would attach in circumstances, but criminally, through the district attorney's office, it's very rare that there would be a way that a bar is going to end up with criminal liability in that instance. I would almost say never, but you never want to say that because there's always a case where it could be.
And so I've always kind of carried that with me, and I always kind of try to get my employees to understand that, somebody goes out and does something like that, it's going to be on your conscience forever.
I'm your digital reporter, Thalia Hayden, with NBC Palm Springs.
We're going to head back outside. This is a live look from our Agua Caliente casino camera in Palm Springs. Pablo says we're cooling things off finally. So glad to hear that as we approach Halloween. Ooh, Pablo?
Yeah, 10 degrees cooler than yesterday in our area, as much as 15 degrees cooler in other areas from what we felt yesterday. Highs of 95. It's going to be in the high 80s today. Right now, 67 degrees. Calm wind, but you might see some wind gusts in the mountains. Humidity at 52%, so much more humid than we felt yesterday. Temperatures right now, 29 Palms at 63 degrees. Yucca Valley at 61. Palm Springs at just 67, Banning at 54. And yes, the temperatures will continue to go up today, but not that much. Look at this, how beautiful. At 2 p.m., highs of just 86 in the Palm Springs area. Now the dew points around 50 degrees. By 10 a.m., it's going to go down some, but it will feel a little bit heavier than it felt yesterday. But still, the air will be nice, dry, and crisp. If you're going for a walk after watching us, of course, 6 a.m., 67 degrees. By noon, just 79 degrees. So perfect time to go outside, get that exercise in, which I always promote, exercising. Temperatures, especially when they are like this. 3-day comfort air forecast. On Wednesday, 86 degrees. We will slowly go back up to the low 90s. Thursday will be at 90. Friday at 91, and then we'll fluctuate between high 80s and the low 90s for the rest of the week. But I'll have my full forecast coming up. I'm Pablo Alsina. Back over to the rock star, Mary Strong.
Thanks so much, Pablo. Well, Valley residents and loved ones gathered to pay tribute to local philanthropist Harold Matzner last night. A celebration of life was held at the McCallum Theater. This is the live stream from Matzner's website. Matzner was most well known as a former chairman of the Palm Springs International Film Society and has donated over $70 million to local nonprofits since 2000. The city of Indio held its State of the City address at Fantasy Springs Resort Casino yesterday. The theme for this year was Progress You Can See. City officials highlighted key city achievements, major project milestones, and outlined the city's future.
Growing the economy has been a huge goal for us here. Also providing different types of housing, a lot of new housing construction. We have some new apartments that are affordable for our working class families. We also have some new measures on sustainability that we're implementing. New construction coming in, our new library, our city hall is almost done, and a lot of infrastructure that we've been investing in as well.
Indio's economy focuses on healthcare, retail trade, and accommodation and food services. Well, after months of organizing and public testimony, residents in the eastern Coachella Valley continue to fight against a proposed luxury development in the rural community of Thermal. Our Alondra Campos spoke with policy advocates and residents who say the project could bring more harm than good to local families. She joins us live in studio now with more. Alondra.
That's right, Mary. The proposed Thermal Ranch development, a project presented by the current owner of Desert Horse International Park, would feature multi-million-dollar homes and private horse stables. But for many residents, it represents a threat to their health, environment, and way of life. The project was presented to the Riverside County Board of Supervisors last year and would include an equestrian center, a hotel, condominiums, and commercial and retail space. If approved, the ranch would be built on a 619-acre lot located between Tyler and Harrison Street along 62nd Avenue, which is currently used for agriculture, and just minutes away from working-class families living in mobile home communities. According to the final environmental report of the project, the development would generate nearly 140,000 pounds of manure every day, potentially releasing harmful bacteria into the air and water. The Leadership Council for Justice and Accountability has organized and packed community meetings in recent months, strongly opposing the measure.
Community has really elevated their opposition to this project, and they made it loud and clear that they don't want this project in the community because it brings no real benefits, as well as the 5 million gallon reservoir that's being proposed for this just project and the amount of water that's being utilized. Residents have really elevated the concerns about the water usage, saying how is it that horses will have access to clean water when families down the streets are still struggling with access to safe drinking water. There's still families here in the ECB that are living with arsenic contaminated water. And it just brings into question why such a huge development will not have access to that water that community has been fighting for.
The Leadership Council tells us they have gathered over 350 signatures on a petition against the Thermal Ranch project from residents within and outside of thermal city limits, and have written several community letters claiming the environmental report does not include mitigation measures for manure cleanup or environmental safety. We have reached out to the developers and consultants of the Thermal Ranch project for a comment or statement, but have not received a response. Coming up, we'll hear from local residents and their biggest concerns about this project as they plan to attend this morning's Riverside County Planning Commission meeting at 9 a.m., where the project will either move forward or not. Live in studio, I'm Alondra Campos. Back to you.
All right, Alondra, thank you so much for that update. And dozens of homicides in the Coachella Valley are unsolved, leaving several local families without justice. That's the focus of our Olivia Sandusky's new half-hour special, Coachella Valley Cold Cases. Take a look.
We discovered some blood and further discovered her body. She was deceased and apparently had been so for the last 24 to 48 hours. It appears that it is a homicide. We're treating it as such.
Well, this is an NBC Palm Springs interview from 1998, the day after Wendy Brandt was killed on her Indio ranch. According to friends and family, Wendy was on the cusp of starting a new career and making a change in her life, but that was cut very short. Investigators discovered a bloody scene and interviewed a number of suspects, but no arrests have ever been made.
It appeared that there was a struggle. It appeared that, it was pretty violent. And that somebody that obviously may have known her or acquainted, I would gather that it was going to be an interesting case.
I spent probably about 3 to 4 years going through every piece of evidence I could find, which was kind of challenging because of the way the process was back then before computers. So it took a couple years. And so we were dealing with a couple hundred pieces of evidence, so you can imagine what the evidence logs look like. And we ultimately went down each list and processed everything we could all over again using new technology. That ultimately did give us some leads, if you will.
So where does the investigation stand, and who are the current suspects 27 years later? Our Olivia Sandusky dives into the search for answers in the case. Coachella Valley Cold Cases aired exclusively on NBC Palm Springs last night, and now you can find it on our website, NBCPalmSprings.com. It's time now for Where in the Valley, where we show you a photo of a location somewhere in the Coachella Valley and you guess where it is. So here's the photo. Do you know where this is? You'll have a little time to think about it. We're going to reveal this special location at the end of our broadcast, and I'll give you a small hint before we get there. Coming up next on your morning news, Starkey Sowers drops by the studio to talk to us about aging gracefully. He's got some tips for us. Later on, Mandy Gaither talks with experts about how to travel safely as we age, so stay tuned for that. But first, we're going to head outside. Here's a live look from our Agua Caliente Casino camera in Rancho Mirage. Traffic super light this morning out there. Pablo's going to break down your full forecast for you straight ahead.
Missed the news yesterday? Well, don't worry. You can watch the latest stories and even original news programming over on our website, NBCPalmSprings.com.
Every morning at 6 a.m., Jerry and I are here to help you start your day informed and connected. And after our newscast, I head out into our community to listen and bring you the stories that truly impact our lives here in the Valley so that your voice is heard.
You're watching our digital live stream. For the latest news and updates on developing stories, head over to our website, NBCPalmSprings.com.
Don't miss our digital exclusive content. Me on a plate. Talking with Thalia. Kai, the Deal Guy. And Desert Entertainment with Todd. Only on NBCPalmSprings.com.
News isn't all we do. We have a wide variety of original programming for you to enjoy over on our website, NBCPalmSprings.com.
Successful wildlife projects are happening all across the Salton Sea. And in the middle of these restoration efforts, lithium enters the equation. Dive into the delicate balance of nature and the emerging Lithium Valley, streaming on NBCPalmSprings.com.
Committed to covering our community. You're watching NBC Palm Springs at 6.
Wellness Wednesday is sponsored by Clark's Nutrition Natural Foods Market. Live better, we can help.
When it comes to feeling our best, it's not just about taking care of what we see on the outside. It's also about repairing and protecting ourselves from the inside out. So how do we support healthy cellular repair in our daily lives? To break it all down for us, we're joined by Starkey Sowers from Clark's Nutrition. This is an interesting topic. We've never talked about this before.
I know. I thought we would. This is very different. So literally, it's like one of those little areas on the shelf where it's about this big. And I thought, you know
might miss it if you walk too fast.
Oh, you will not only miss it. I guarantee you're going to miss it, right?
Yeah.
So, but it's become a real popular subject the last 4 or 5 years. So I thought I'd talk about autophagia.
Autophagia?
Right.
I've never heard of that.
Right. So think about this. We were talking earlier about dead skin cells,
yes.
right?
Ugh.
So 90% of household dust is dead skin, right?
That is so
And it's so like
awful.
amazing, right?
He was telling me that and it just gave me the creeps.
So imagine, obviously, we have our body, and so we have like the organ system. So the skin's an organ, you have kidney, liver, all these other different things on the inside, right? Well, now let's take a cell. There's billions of these different cells, right? Inside the cells, there's little organs or little organelles. All right, so let's say they start petering out and they need to die.
Okay.
We actually have a system inside that comes in and basically kills it, eats it, and then spits out the garbage. It's called autophagia.
Wow.
Right? So what happens if we don't do these things, then the cell becomes literally non-productive and actually becomes disease-promoting.
Whoa, okay. So how do we prevent that?
All right, so a couple of different things. Number one, exercise increases autophagia.
Okay.
All right. Different foods have this particular compound or this amino acid, and what it does is increases autophagia in the system.
Interesting. You're telling me that raisin bread, which is like my all-time favorite thing, has it?
Yeah, so some of the different grains that are in there actually have what is known in this particular situation as spermidine, all right? So ultimately what happens is this, it not only helps to clean up the cells and get them detoxed and get rid of the bad components, it also is an anti-aging or aging well component.
Wow, that's great. What's this here?
So believe it or not, Parmesan cheese.
Right? I love that too.
Right.
Oh my gosh, you just
So
made my
these
day.
are like, and nuts and seeds. So I made you raisin bread with nuts and seeds. So
yay, I'll have that.
Sorry, it's not warm anymore,
Ooh,
but it
that's
should
great.
taste good.
What's this on it?
So that's the nut butter.
The nut butter. I will try that.
Crazy stuff, right? And then, of course, we have it in capsule as well, too. Some people will use
that is so
Is that
very
amazing,
good.
right? Yeah.
That is delicious.
So then, okay,
Love
we've
it.
got another situation. What if that cell doesn't want to die? So now it's going to basically like put a fort around itself. And what it's going to do is like, you know what? We're going to self-suffice. And what we're going to do is basically cause disease. We're going to start creating inflammation. We're going to get the cells next to us, cause DNA damage, and go on and on and on and on. So it's a senolytic cell or a synthesis cell.
That is
so
a
basically
tough word.
Yeah, it means it's gone to sleep and not responding to everybody, but it's
Got
still
it.
just doing its thing.
I see.
So there's other compounds called physitine and different types of polyphenols that encourage those cells to die as well.
Okay.
So that's that list of foods over that way. And so then here's some of the different components.
Broccoli, you've got apples.
Yeah, so I made you, by the way, cereal with sauteed apples.
Oh,
so it's like,
that's so nice
so
of you.
you got all your anti-aging
best.
components all on one little table.
Wow,
and green
that's
tea is another
great.
great component on that as well, too. Now, if you want to supplement, a lot of people supplement. The one that you're probably going to feel is going to be this one, the primidine. So this one not only has the spermidine in it, but also has other different compounds specifically for mental alertness. You're going to feel that if you use that.
Okay.
This is Dr. Mercola's daily autophagia and also senolytic cell promoting agent. So it has the spermidine and also the physitine in it, and then the straight physitine as well.
And the
So,
straight physitine.
yeah.
Boy, if I saw physitine on a shelf,
what
I'd
would
be
you
like,
do?
what the heck is
What
that?
is that?
Yeah, now I know. Wow, that's amazing.
I thought it would just go a little bit deep today just because it's kind of fun.
I
Just something
love
new.
it.
Yeah.
That's so, we never think about our cells and repairing our cells and what that
And what's
looks like.
cool here is looking at food and then being appreciable to the foods and what they produce for us. you know?
Yes.
Yeah.
And you actually have one of the largest organic fruit and vegetable
do.
sections in the whole valley.
Yeah.
I was shocked. I will drive for that. It's gigantic.
It makes a difference.
It makes a huge
not
difference.
Eating the chemicals.
Yeah, absolutely.
Whenever you can.
Yeah. Starkey, thank you. So good to see you.
Thank you.
And we'll be right back.
Don't worry, you can watch the latest stories and even original news programming over on our website, NBCPalmSprings.com.
Every morning at 6 a.m., Jerry and I are here to help you start your day informed and connected. And after our newscast, I head out into our community to listen and bring you the stories that truly impact our lives here in the Valley so that your voice is heard.
You're watching our digital live stream. For the latest news and updates on developing stories, head over to our website, NBCPalmSprings.com.
Don't miss our digital exclusive content. Me on a Plate. Talking with Thalia. Kai, the Deal Guy. And Desert Entertainment with Todd. Only on NBCPalmSprings.com.
News isn't all we do. We have a wide variety of original programming for you to enjoy over on our website, NBCPalmSprings.com.
Successful wildlife projects are happening all across the Salton Sea. And in the middle of these restoration efforts, lithium enters the equation. Dive into the delicate balance of nature and the emerging Lithium Valley, streaming on NBCPalmSprings.com.
Worried about missing a broadcast? Don't worry. We stream just about everywhere from Instagram to YouTube, Twitter.
Good morning, I'm Pablo Alsina. What a beautiful Wednesday it is. Look at this gorgeous Walter Clark cam shot in Rancho Mirage. Streaking clouds, just looking gorgeous, especially with the temperatures 10 degrees cooler than we felt yesterday. We're going to be in the high 80s today. And looking back, that's actually 3 degrees cooler than normal. Usually we're at 89 degrees for a high. Today, just 86. But look at the record low, set in 1995, just 22 degrees. 1995, a great year. I used to comb my hair back then. Oh, those were the days. Looking at the southwest here, you're going to notice the cooler breeze coming in. That's going to bring those temperatures down to around 10 degrees cooler. Throughout the day and for most of the week, we'll still be at the low 90s. But we should be feeling some wind gusts. Palm Springs just 9 miles an hour, but check out Whitewater, 23 miles an hour with winds heading east. Cabazon with winds at 13 miles per hour, and those wind gusts will pick up even more in the mountain areas. High temperatures you can expect today. Palm Springs just 86. Love that. Joshua Tree, they're going to see highs of just 76 degrees. Thousand Palms with highs of 86 degrees. Idlewild with a high of just 62. Beautiful. Low temperatures you can expect tonight. Palm Springs going to go down to 61, not in the 50s like last week, but a nice 61 degrees. Palm Desert at 61 as well. Thousand Palms are going to see lows in the low 60s as well, with the lows of 62 degrees. Our 7-day comfort air forecast. Tuesday was the hottest day of the week, like I said, with highs at 95, but Wednesday a gorgeous 86. The rest of the week, like NSYNC and Backstreet Boys, we're bringing the 90s back. 90 on Thursday, 91 on Friday. Saturday about the same. Sunday another cool 88 degrees. I am Pablo Alsina, loving life in the desert, and I love waking up early.
Missed the news yesterday? Well, don't worry. You can watch the latest stories and even original news programming over on our website, NBCPalmSprings.com.
Every morning at 6 a.m., Jerry and I are here to help you start your day informed and connected. And after our newscast, I head out into our community to listen and bring you the stories that truly impact our lives here in the Valley so that your voice is heard.
You're watching our digital live stream. For the latest news and updates on developing stories, head over to our website, NBCPalmSprings.com.
Don't miss our digital exclusive content. Me on a Plate. Talking with Thalia. Kai, the Deal Guy. And Desert Entertainment with Todd. Only on NBCPalmSprings.com.
News isn't all we do. We have a wide variety of original programming for you to enjoy over on our website, NBCPalmSprings.com.
Successful wildlife projects are happening all across the Salton Sea. And in the middle of these restoration efforts, lithium enters the equation. Dive into the delicate balance of nature and the emerging Lithium Valley, streaming on NBCPalmSprings.com.
It's time now for Your Health Today, brought to you by Inland Empire Health Plan. Desert Oasis Healthcare is launching a new partnership with RadNet, also known locally as Desert Advanced Imaging. It will expand access to cutting-edge AI-powered breast cancer detection. Effective immediately, Desert Oasis will cover the full cost of advanced early breast cancer screening for its members, a service that previously required a $40 out-of-pocket fee. The AI-powered breast cancer detection is designed to boost compliance with annual screening guidelines and improve outcomes for women across the Coachella Valley. The new technology is helping expand mammograms to more women in the community.
Over time, I think, we'll get to a point where it'll be kind of part and parcel with pretty much every radiology exam that we do. I think we're a long ways away from it being sort of autonomous, if you will, where the AI completely takes over. I think there's still going to be tremendous value in, having a physician's oversight as part of the artificial intelligence process.
RadNet CEO Dr. Howard Berger adds that the AI-based technology can spot cancers that might otherwise go undetected, improving survival rates and reducing the need for more aggressive treatments. It's called shoulder season, a term that refers to the time between peak and off-peak travel times. Many retirees who aren't restricted by work or a child's school schedule can find fewer crowds, milder weather, and lower prices to many popular destinations. But an expert says seniors need to plan for travel differently than they did in their younger years. Mandy Gaither has tips to keep seniors safe and healthy as they check off their travel bucket list.
No more cubicles or long hours spent at work. Now you get to do what you enjoy. But if your retirement plans include travel, planning before you pack is key.
As we get older, traveling can be a little bit more challenging because we have certain, chronic medical conditions.
Dr. Colleen Reedy with the Ohio State University Wexner Medical Center says the first thing to think about in retirement travel is medication. It should be packed in carry-on luggage along with a list of medicines you take and the conditions you have just in case you have to receive medical care away from home. Second, Reedy says to protect yourself from flu, COVID-19, and RSV during respiratory virus season through vaccination.
Maybe consider wearing a mask on the plane if you know you don't want to kind of get even just a cold can kind of put a damper on travel plans.
Third, Reedy says to protect your legs and feet. Compression socks can help, especially during long car rides or when you're taking a long flight. She says to also pack comfortable shoes that are non-slip and supportive. If you're traveling for more than 4 hours, make sure to stretch legs and move your body.
If you're still for that long, that can put you at an increased risk of like a blood clot.
And finally, work downtime into your plans.
If you push yourself too hard, then you're not going to be able to enjoy it as much as you had hoped.
For Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
Missed the news yesterday? Well, don't worry. You can watch the latest stories and even original news programming over on our website, NBCPalmSprings.com.
Every morning at 6 a.m., Jerry and I are here to help you start your day informed and connected. And after our newscast, I head out into our community to listen and bring you the stories that truly impact our lives here in the Valley so that your voice is heard.
You're watching our digital live stream. For the latest news and updates on developing stories, head over to our website, NBCPalmSprings.com.
Don't miss our digital exclusive content. Me on a Plate. Talking with Thalia. Kai, the Deal Guy. And Desert Entertainment with Todd. Only on NBCPalmSprings.com.
News isn't all we do. We have a wide variety of original programming for you to enjoy over on our website, NBCPalmSprings.com.
Successful wildlife projects are happening all across the Salton Sea. And in the middle of these restoration efforts, lithium enters the equation. Dive into the delicate balance of nature and the emerging Lithium Valley, streaming on NBCPalmSprings.com.
Worried about missing a broadcast? Don't worry. We stream just about everywhere from Instagram to YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, and of course our website, NBCPalmSprings.com. Be sure not to miss anything.
Now, this is NBC Palm Springs.
Welcome back. It's Wednesday, October 22nd. I'm Mary Strong. Thanks so much for waking up with us this morning. Pablo Alcina will have your forecast coming up in just a few minutes. He's filling in for our Jerry Stephan this morning. First, a look at your top stories this morning. A man was shot during an immigration operation in South Los Angeles on Tuesday morning while federal agents were trying to take him into custody. Federal officials say it began as a targeted traffic stop on an undocumented immigrant who had previously avoided law enforcement. The suspect rammed his car into law enforcement vehicles in front and behind him after they boxed him in. Officers then fired defensive shots. Witnesses say Carlitos Ricardo Parias is a well-known TikToker who regularly follows ICE. He goes by Richard L.A. online. He's been charged with assault on a federal officer and is expected to appear in court today. If convicted, he faces up to 8 years in federal prison. The government shutdown is entering its 4th week, making this the second longest government shutdown in U.S. history. Both sides are digging in harder, with President Trump inviting almost all Republican senators to thank them for their work on his agenda. Caught in the middle are federal workers. Now the community is coming together to help their neighbors get through some tough economic times. NBC's Alice Barr has the latest now from Washington.
Mr. President, I've come to the Senate floor tonight.
On the Senate floor, an all-night speech on ending the government shutdown and protesting President Trump's policies from Oregon Democrat Jeff Merkley.
Now, it is our United States Constitution and our freedoms that are under attack by the President of the United States.
That as top congressional Democrats are demanding a meeting with the president to negotiate an end to the shutdown that addresses a looming spike in health care premiums for millions of Americans.
The president should meet with us. It's not me, him, or anything political. It's that the people are in crisis.
I will only meet if they let the country open. They have to let the country open.
President Trump met Tuesday with Senate Republicans united in their stance that only Democrats can end the shutdown by signing on to a short-term funding bill that's now failed 11 times.
We are going to keep voting to open up the government, and eventually the Democrats, hopefully sooner or later, are going to come around.
Lawmakers acknowledging even informal bipartisan talks have stopped.
Because there can't be another conversation that continues until we open the government.
Amid the stalemate, real pain for American families. With federal workers missing paychecks, demand is surging at food banks across the country. And now low-income SNAP food benefits are in jeopardy, with funding running out November 1st.
If those SNAP dollars get cut in half, that would mean that a local food center, food bank would have to quadruple their output just to meet that need.
A growing crisis with no end in sight. In Washington, Alice Barr, NBC News.
We're going to head back outside. The sun coming up on our Agua Caliente casino camera in Palm Springs. We've been jockeying back and forth between summer and fall this week, Pablo. Hopefully we're going to stay on the cool side.
At least for today. It was 95 degrees yesterday. Today it's going to be a lot cooler, around 10 degrees, a high of just in the 80s. Temperature right now 65 degrees. The winds are calm. Humidity, though, higher than yesterday at 55%. No precipitation in this area, but that could always change. I mean, last night we had some thunderstorms, some light rain in some areas, but right now temperature 65 degrees in Palm Springs. If you go up to the high desert, they're at 60 degrees in 29 Palms. Thousand Palms currently at 74 degrees. All the temperatures will go up, but not that much. Again, around 10 to 15 degrees cooler than yesterday. Hourly temps, high of around 84 at 3 p.m. with the dew points at 43, so a little bit muggier, a little bit heavier than you felt yesterday. If you're going for a walk, stay watching us, but afterwards get that exercise in. Beautiful morning for a walk, 70 degrees at 8 a.m. It's only going to be 79 at noon. Yesterday at noon, we were close to 93 degrees. Wednesday, if you look at the 3-day comfort air forecast, Wednesday we're going to go up slightly to 86 degrees. Thursday again to the low 90s. Friday to 91. So enjoy the cool, crisp air today. Love it today. 7-day forecast. You're going to see 90s in that, but I'll have that coming up. Back over to Mary.
All right, Pablo, thanks so much. Well, earlier we brought you the story of a thermal ranch club project that is causing quite a stir among local residents. If approved, the controversial development would be built on a 619-acre lot just minutes away from working-class families living in underserved mobile home communities. Orlando Campos spoke with residents about some of their concerns and joins us live in studio with more on that. Alondra.
That's right, Mary. The Thermal Ranch development, a multi-million-dollar project, is making its way to the County Planning Commission today. And residents from the eastern Coachella Valley are raising health and environmental concerns. For months, dozens of families from Thermal have packed community council meetings expressing their distress about the size, location, and purpose of the development. If approved, Thermal Ranch would include private horse stables, commercial and retail space, and a 150-room hotel. It would also be located just minutes away from nearby mobile home communities and schools, including Desert Mirage High School. Community members and organizers of the Leadership Council for Justice and Accountability say it's an issue of environmental justice and fairness that goes beyond city limits.
We all get our water from the Colorado River, and this project is intending to use water from the Colorado River with a project that's going to demand 570 million gallons of water every single year for the rest of its life. How is the Colorado River going to withstand that additional demand? Building a project that is not considering communities that are already here, it's not for communities that are already here, and ultimately it's going to place burden on communities that are already here.
Claim there are no mitigation measures for things like manure cleanup in the final environmental report. That document does contain some public comments that address those concerns from the developers. The project is under review by the Riverside County Planning Commission, the step before supervisors cast their final vote. The commission meets this morning at 9 a.m. in Riverside, where Thermal residents are expected to express their opposition before the commission votes on the project. We'll bring you the latest details on that decision. Live in studio, I'm Alondra Campos. Back to you.
Alondra, thank you so much for that report. Well, Frontier Airlines is halting its operations out of Palm Springs International Airport by the end of November because of low demand. The airline said it will pause operations after November 29th, but they will continue to monitor conditions for a possible return. Palm Springs International Airport officials say their hub will not lose any nonstop destinations. Other airlines, including United, Southwest, and Alaska, will continue serving Denver and San Francisco. We've got some spooky events happening this week in Palm Springs as we inch towards Halloween. The Department of Parks and Recreation will be organizing a haunted carnival titled the Festival of Frights. It's this Saturday, October 25th from 6 to 9 p.m. at Sunrise Park. Their next event will be on Thursday, October 30th with a haunted circus. Both events are free. Some exciting news for the newly renovated Plaza Theater's grand opening night. Wicked star and Broadway sensation Cynthia Erivo is set to headline opening night at the Plaza. That's according to the Oakview Group. Mark Meadows and the Palm Springs Pop Orchestra will join Erivo on stage. The grand opening night is set for December 1st. You can apply to request tickets on Ticketmaster. The request window will close next Monday, October 27th. You'll be notified by October 30th if you were selected to get a ticket. Residents of Cathedral City have a chance to get some free Robin Thicke tickets. The Blurred Line singer is performing at this year's International Balloon Festival. The concert is Friday, November 21st at the Community Amphitheater. Officials say 600 free tickets will be available for Cathedral City residents on a first-come, first-served basis. You can get them at the Ace Club inside Agua Caliente Casino starting at 11 a.m. November 3rd through November 20th. You need to be at least 21 years old, a Cathedral City resident, and an Ace Club member. Well, earlier we showed you a photo of a location somewhere in the Coachella Valley, and I told you I'd show you that photo again and give you one more hint before we reveal the location at the end of our broadcast. So here's the hint. Sometimes you'll find this lot mostly empty throughout the year. Think about that. We'll tell you more about this special location coming up later in our broadcast. Next on your morning news, Manny the Movie Guy gives us a sneak peek of a new true-to-life drama coming to theaters near you. That's next. But first, we're going to head outside. Here's a live look, this time at our Agua Caliente Casino camera in Rancho Mirage. You got a little haze in the distance there on the mountains. I hope you're enjoying the cooler temperatures this morning. Enjoy them while they last. Pablo's going to break down your full forecast coming up.
Missed the news yesterday? Well, don't worry. You can watch the latest stories and even original news programming over on our website, NBCPalmSprings.com.
Every morning at 6 a.m., Jerry and I are here to help you start your day informed and connected. And after our newscast, I head out into our community to listen and bring you the stories that truly impact our lives here in the Valley so that your voice is heard.
You're watching our digital live stream. For the latest news and updates on developing stories, head over to our website, NBCPalmSprings.com.
Don't miss our digital exclusive content. Me on a Plate. Talking with Thalia. Kai, the Deal Guy. And Desert Entertainment with Todd. Only on NBCPalmSprings.com.
News isn't all we do. We have a wide variety of original programming for you to enjoy over on our website, NBCPalmSprings.com.
Successful wildlife projects are happening all across the Salton Sea. And in the middle of these restoration efforts, lithium enters the equation. Dive into the delicate balance of nature and the emerging Lithium Valley, streaming on NBCPalmSprings.com.
Worried about missing a broadcast? Don't worry. We stream just about everywhere from Instagram to YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, and of course our website, NBCPalmSprings.com. Be sure not to miss anything.
I am Pablo Alsina. Happy Wednesday. We're in the middle of the week, but I'm always smiling. Doesn't matter if it's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. You have to smile, especially with the weather this beautiful today. We're going to be in the high 80s. The Agua Caliente Palm Springs cam just showing clear skies right now. We saw lots of clouds yesterday, but today the sky should be pretty clear in our area. Normally, we're at 89 degrees. Today, high of 86, so cooler than usual. Love that. Yesterday, we were 5 degrees hotter than normal. The record, in case you're wondering, 105 degrees for today's date. That was back in 2003. You're going to notice the cool front coming here, so it's going to be nice for our area. Some thunderstorms if you're going north of Las Vegas, but in our area, shouldn't expect any rainfall at all and should expect those cool, crisp temperatures, 10 degrees cooler than it was yesterday. Wind gusts 6 miles an hour in Palm Springs, 15 miles an hour in Thousand Palms, the strongest wind gusts at the moment. Big Bear City with winds of just 7 miles an hour. The highs you can expect today, look how beautiful. Highs of just 86 in Palm Springs, 89 in Palm Desert, 29 Palms with a high of 84. Banning at 70 degrees. Big Bear with a high of just 59, so the coolness just going all around the area. The low temperatures for tonight, good to see 61 in Palm Springs, Cabazon with a low of 55, and Idlewild with a low of 45. I have to visit Idlewild. People tell me it's gorgeous. Next weekend when I'm in town, I might go check it out. 7-day comfort air forecast. Wednesday, we're going to go up to 86 degrees. Thursday, we're going to see the 90s again. Friday as well, below 90s, high 80s throughout the whole week. Gorgeous, gorgeous temperatures. Once again, I am Pablo Alsina, tu amigo, your friend, loving life in the desert.
Coming up here on today, a special pink power story everyone needs to see. We have an exclusive first-hand look at a new AI tool that can be used to predict the risk of breast cancer, in some cases years before it strikes. When we get started right here on Today.
Missed the news yesterday? Well, don't worry. You can watch the latest stories and even original news programming over on our website, NBCPalmSprings.com.
Every morning at 6 a.m., Jerry and I are here to help you start your day informed and connected. And after our newscast, I head out into our community to listen and bring you the stories that truly impact our lives here in the Valley so that your voice is heard.
You're watching our digital live stream. For the latest news and updates on developing stories, head over to our website, NBCPalmSprings.com.
Don't miss our digital exclusive content. Me on a Plate. Talking with Thalia. Kai, the Deal Guy. And Desert Entertainment with Todd. Only on NBCPalmSprings.com.
News isn't all we do. We have a wide variety of original programming for you to enjoy over on our website, NBCPalmSprings.com.
Successful wildlife projects are happening all across the Salton Sea. And in the middle of these restoration efforts, lithium enters the equation. Dive into the delicate balance of nature and the emerging Lithium Valley, streaming on NBCPalmSprings.com.
Worried about missing a broadcast? Don't worry. We stream just about everywhere from Instagram to YouTube.
And now the Agua Caliente Entertainment Report, brought to you by Agua Caliente Casinos.
The new true-to-life drama Last Days is about a young missionary who tried to convert an isolated tribe but met his tragic fate instead. It opens in theaters this weekend. Manny the Movie Guy has a sneak peek.
A young American on an evangelical mission
to an off-limits remote tribe.
It's illegal.
I never should have ventured out to the island.
And a big congrats on Last Days. It's a visually compelling, character-driven piece. I enjoyed it. It kept me glued, intrigued.
At first, I was, I approached it from quite a judgmental place, and then the more I sort of got to know it, the more it sort of all unraveled for me, and we went on this whole incredible sort of almost 2.5 year journey with an amazing cast, an incredible director, and a little group of people I call family now. So
You're not ready.
John, your mother and I have always supported you.
John has reached a certain age. He's just graduated. He's thinking about what to do with his life. I'm dealing with some legal troubles that I'm having. And so circumstantially, we're kind of going like this.
U.S. Consulate, you have an alert on a missing citizen.
When I saw the complete film, I actually felt even more moved, if possible.
If you plan to travel to the darkest corners of the globe...
You've done documentaries, comedies, of course, the Fast and Furious films, but this is your first biographical drama, right? So what got you interested in directing it and returning to the indie world? And I heard from the cast that you're very, very passionate about the film.
Yeah, it was something that, based on a true story. And when the news broke in 2018, I was at the airport. I had a very strong reaction to it. It then said, John Allen Chow, 26 years old, and something hit me. That's somebody's son, that's somebody's brother. And for me to judge someone so quick and dismiss him in 20 seconds, it didn't sit well with me. I felt like if I could, I'd love to be able to try to bring that story to life. Not about finding the facts or anything like that, but really trying to kind of delve into and exploring and connecting with his humanity.
North Sentinel is the Mount Everest of the missionary world. Exactly.
And hopefully, if people, watch this film, they will have a reaction, and hopefully they seek out somebody who has a different reaction and have a dialogue. And I feel like that's something that's kind of missing in our world today. And I hope, I hope for more of that, not just with this film, but overall.
A big congrats on Last Days again. Justin Lin's triumphant return to indie world.
Thank you.
Why are you doing this?
This is not about God.
If it's not now, then when?
Ooh, looks good. Well, our entertainment contributor Todd Makovsky is here with a local theater group dedicated to telling LGBTQ+ stories. Todd?
A brand new production of The Inheritance Part 2 just opened at the Bent Theater, and my guests today are some of the stars of a very large cast, right?
It is, cast of 11.
Yeah. So we've got Terry Ray and Willie Mullins.
Hi
Welcome
there.
to the show.
Thank you.
So I saw Inheritance Part 1 last year.
Yeah.
And that was quite a production. It was a wonderful show. And so you're doing Inheritance Part 2 now.
It's like Angels in America. It's a big two-part epic story.
Yes.
So now we're doing the second half. But you don't need to have seen the first half to enjoy the second. We've had people already come that never saw the first half and they're like, I loved it.
Right, they're standalone shows.
Yes,
so.
yes.
It carries itself on its own.
But it is pretty much the same cast as the
Yes, yes.
That's fantastic that you can get everybody to
The
come
journey
back.
continues. It's like watching the second season of a show you really like.
Yeah.
You know?
Great, and it just opened this last weekend, and it runs until November 2nd.
November 2nd.
Great, and that's at the Bent Theater, and that is at the Cultural Center.
That's
in
right.
Palm Springs.
Right, Palm Springs.
Fantastic. Now, the roles that you play, you're multiple characters, both of you, or?
Yes, we both play multiple characters. Yes, my characters are dead now, but it doesn't mean that I'm not in the play.
And the thing about the Bent is it is the premier LGBTQ plus theater in the Coachella Valley, the only.
In all of Riverside County,
Wow.
there's only 4 in all of Southern California, population the size of Florida, and we're already like one of the most honored ones. So it's been going very well.
Wow, that's fantastic. I didn't know there were only 4.
Yeah, in Southern California. So
That's-
it's just crazy that they're not more.
Right.
And we need them.
Yeah.
We got to tell our stories, and
Telling
that's
some
what this
amazing
play is about.
stories.
This play is about telling our story, and it's multi-generational. It's powerful. It's funny. It's sexy. It's everything. It's really
wonderful piece of work. It's incredible. Fun. And Terry, you have graciously donated a pair of tickets to one of our lucky viewers. Is that right?
Yes.
Yes. Excellent. So if you are interested in winning those tickets, go to NBCPalmSprings.com, the cool page, to put your name in to win a pair of tickets to The Inheritance Part 2. Thanks again for being on the show.
Thanks so much. We had a great time.
Yes, absolutely.
To see my full interview with Terry Ray and Willie Mullins from the Bent Theater's production of The Inheritance Part 2, go to NBCPalmSprings.com, Desert Entertainment with Todd. I'll see you next week.
All right, Todd, thanks so much for that. Well, if you'd like more information on the stories we've aired in our broadcast this morning, you can go to our website, NBCPalmSprings.com. We've got our breaking news banner right at the top of our website and our top stories there on our homepage for you. And a really great feature, it's our newsroom tab where you're going to find our stories and our community events organized by date. Let's head outside. This is a live look from our Indian Wells Golf Resort camera. If this doesn't inspire you to go out and create a great day, I don't know what does. We're going to be right back with a reveal of our Where in the Valley special location right after this.
Missed the news yesterday? Well, don't worry. You can watch the latest stories and even original news programming over on our website, NBCPalmSprings.com.
Every morning at 6 a.m., Jerry and I are here to help you start your day informed and connected. And after our newscast, I head out into our community to listen and bring you the stories that truly impact our lives here in the Valley so that your voice is heard.
You're watching our digital live stream. For the latest news and updates on developing stories, head over to our website, NBCPalmSprings.com.
Don't miss our digital exclusive content. Me on a Plate. Talking with Thalia. Kai, the Deal Guy. And Desert Entertainment with Todd. Only on NBCPalmSprings.com.
News isn't all we do. We have a wide variety of original programming for you to enjoy over on our website, NBCPalmSprings.com.
Successful wildlife projects are happening all across the Salton Sea. And in the middle of these restoration efforts, lithium enters the equation. Dive into the delicate balance of nature and the emerging Lithium Valley, streaming on NBCPalmSprings.com.
Worried about missing a broadcast? Don't worry. We stream just about everywhere from Instagram to YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, and of course,
It's time now to reveal our special location for our broadcast. Pablo, do you know where this is?
I do not.
This is the Riverside County Fairgrounds in Indio. You haven't been there quite yet because it's not that season, but it's where they hold the annual Riverside County Fair and National Date Festival every year.
Oh, look at the pigs.
It's usually held in the springtime. Well, we've been following the Mega Millions jackpot for you. About $680 million is up for grabs on Friday. That's the 9th largest jackpot in its history. In 2023, the jackpot got up to a record high $1.6 billion with a B dollars. Can you even imagine if you won $1.6 billion? I mean, what would you do?
I would probably buy a sports team.
I had a feeling you'd say
I'm a big sports guy. It would be awesome to own a team.
Oh, that's so great. I would buy a little small island somewhere in the Caribbean, and I would start an animal sanctuary so that, all these animals would have a great home. So.
But I'd still come to work.